Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Nusfjord. Nusfjord is a 1 to 5 player game put out by Mayfair Games. It plays in approximately 90 minutes, give or take 10, 15, 20 minutes or so, depending on player count. Contrary to popular belief or opinion from other commentators who have not actually played the game, this is not a Viking game. Yes, it is by Uwe Rosenberg. Yes, it does feel a little bit like it could be a Feast for Odin light style game in terms of the worker placement, but there's less choice. However, it is not a Viking game. This is a fishing village game. Nusfjord is an actual place in Norway. So you can look that up. That's a thing. The idea of the game is that you're all owners of a fishing company and you have shares that you're able to sell off to get some more money in, but when you have shares out there, you've got to give fish to the people who own those shares. That person might be you. And you've got elders that will give their benefits to what you're doing, but you've got to pay them in fish each round as well. And you get boats. The more boats you have, the more fish you're going to bring in each round. And then you've got buildings that will help you be able to do stuff better or different stuff and give you different benefits. It's by Uwe Rosenberg, so same guy as Feast for Odin, Agricola, Caverna, you name it. Uwe Rosenberg's probably been somewhere near it. It's got a couple of pieces that make you feel really comfortable and familiar. The workers for placement are the identical round, about this big 1-inch-ish tokens that come in the original version of Agricola. The trees look very similar to the trees in Feast for Odin, or the wood meeples look very similar. So it's got a really familiar feel to it. If you've played any of those other Uwe Rosenberg games, it's a familiar game. There's nothing really out of the ordinary with it, but it's still a good game. I quite enjoyed playing this game. The beauty of it is that it's been built to be manipulated. The game board, the state of the game at the beginning is different depending on your player count. I really like that. I really appreciate that. So you put down a different board or a different side of the board depending on your player numbers, and that gives you a different amount of times that a particular worker placement space can be visited. So in a 2-player game, everything can only be visited once. However, when you get up to a 5-player game, there's multiple places that can be visited a couple of times. And then on top of that, there's another strip that goes below the board that allows each column to be visited or something in each column to be visited one more time. It releases just a little bit more for a larger player count. I really like that. I really appreciate that in worker placement games. The concept of getting fish at the beginning and then having to hand them out is a little bit tricky to get your head around. It's really got what I understand, or what I get a feeling of would be kind of a Nordic idea or a Nordic mindset of honouring and a business mindset of honouring your debts or your investors. So you take in this handful of fish and it says take them into your hand, then one at a time you honour your elders, then one at a time you put them out to any shares that you have that are outside of your own shareholding, and then you put into your own shares, and anything you've got left you put into your reserve. Getting your head around that for the first time, if you're new to the game and fresh to this idea, it's actually not the easiest thing. It's like, why am I putting fish everywhere? I just want my fish that I took, and that's not the case. But what it does is it forces you to think about how many fish you're going to need for you to actually get fish in, number one. Number two, it forces you to kind of go, oh, I can buy the shares to this other company, and whenever they get fish, I'm going to get fish as well. So it benefits you for them to get stuff. It also forces you to think about how you're going to manipulate to get the stuff from your reserve, because anything that's in your reserve, you're not allowed to use. You can keep a maximum of 8 fish in that reserve, but you're going to have to use that space. One of your 3 really valuable workers is going to have to be used at some point to bring all the stuff from your reserve into your personal supply. Only stuff in your personal supply is allowed to be used to purchase things, and buying boats and etc, etc, etc is going to cost you fish. There's also an idea of this banquet table, and you can take any number of fish that you've got in your personal supply and put them onto this banquet, and each plate on the banquet needs a certain number of fish. Each plate that you fill, you're going to get gold for that. Whenever you want to action one of those elders that you've brought in, which is another action, you're going to have to pay fish to that elder, but you don't pay it. That fish comes from the banquet table. When an elder fills up and has had 3 fish placed on it, one of those fish comes back to your personal supply and the others are discarded. So there's this kind of movement of fish that's really fluid, and if you can understand it, you can start manipulating that to your benefit. So by using an elder, you can clear some of those banquet tables, or banquet plates, should I say. By clearing them, it means that you've got ability to put more fish up on the banquet plates, because the further along you go, the more fish you're going to need on the plate to be able to actually get your 1 gold. So if you can clear some of those plates, you can put up more fish for gold. Manipulating it to get fish back from your elders is actually a really useful thing as well. On top of that, we've got forests, and the forests will give you wood. The other thing the forests do are cover up spaces that could be built on. That's a positive and a negative, because just like Feast for Odin, it's got negative points on each of those spaces on your board that are not built on. Once they're built on, you're getting the points from anything that's on top of them. Forests aren't worth any points, but they cover up those negative points. They also allow you to get wood. The more forest you have, the more wood you're going to be able to get. Or you have to deforest and you get wood as well. There's all these options within the wood. Why do we need wood? To get ships, to buy stuff. The other beautiful thing on this game, and it's something really, really worthwhile noticing, is that everything that's going to give you points has a little gold star and a number above it. And so all you need to do to know where points are is just cast your eye across the board. There's no surprises, there's no getting to the end and the point salad of, okay, now count up how many buildings you have, count up how many elders you have. No, there's none of that. There's just, I see points on my card, I'm going to get points at the end of the game. I see negative points on my card, I'm going to get negative points at the end of the game. It's as simple as that. Sure, it might be worthwhile when you're teaching the game to point those spots out when you start, but while the game's going, you don't have to keep going, oh, just remember, this is going to give you points, this is going to give you negative points. It's already there. It's printed right on those cards, right on the boards. You know what's happening. There are only 5 rounds to this game. There are 5 spaces for elders. There are a lot of spaces for potential buildings. So, what does that mean? It means that you're only going to be able to, if you take the action that gets you elders, get a maximum of 5 elders out of that. And that's fine. But are you going to have enough workers to be able to action those elders further times? Or are you just literally taking the elder? You get their action once when you take them, but are you going to be able to keep getting that action more times, or doing that action more times? Because you only have 3 workers. And this is actually the element that is really different with this game to pretty much every other worker placement game I've come across. There isn't a spot that you can put a worker to gain more workers. Every other worker placement game I know of has that element where you're doing something that's going to give you more workers so you can do more stuff in future turns. This doesn't have it at all. You don't have that choice. You've got 3 actions only, ever. The entire game, there's 3 actions per round, which means for a 5-round game, which this is, you're going to play 15 actions, full stop. What you can do with those 15 actions, though, seems fairly immense when you actually get to the end. You go, oh, did I do all that? But I only had 15 actions. It makes you think, and just makes it that little bit tighter than it normally would be in other worker placement games. And look, I've got some games that are super tight, but you get extra guys. So even though it's a tight decision, you've still got a few extra things you can do. 3 actions, that's all you've got. So I really like that. It's frustrating. At the same time, it's frustrating because it's possible to look at that board and go, but I can't possibly get all 5 of those guys and fill up these spaces and get enough boats to fill up this space to get all these fish. Yeah, that's right, you can't. You've got to make a decision, and your decision is going to rely on what everyone else is doing, so what actions are available to you when they come up, plus what your bonuses are. If you've got cards that will give you bonuses at the end of the game for something, that's probably what you need to work towards doing, and just don't worry about the rest. You have to make a decision. There are many paths to victory, but not choosing a path to victory is your downfall on this game. I'm pretty sure this was an Essen release. It came out at the end of 2017, last year. So if you get a chance to pick up Nusfjord, please have a look into it. If you like the sounds of what I'm talking about, go on, check out my videos so you can get an idea of the rules and the gameplay. and get an idea for it. I would like to thank Advent Games in Australia for this game, for lending me this game to be able to do my videos of. If you are interested, please check out adventgames.com.au. I'll put the link in my notes below. So if you're in Australia, I recommend Advent Games. They'll look after you. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you wish to be Gamesplaned, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to see what games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm Gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.